Today is step number 2 in my Parawing journey. Number 1 was flying it up on the road in very gusty conditions, very difficult to hold this thing up. Today is completely different. I'm in Kanaha and things are light out there. In fact, there's one person with a wing behind me and one lady went out on a BRM and she is not on foil. It's gonna be different. So today I'm just feeling a little breeze from the side, probably like 8 to 12 right now, hoping it's increasing, but you know what, you guys, I don't care. I need to know how this thing is feeling and how I'm doing. So I'm gonna hike my gear up the hill, walk of shame, a preemptive walk of shame, so to speak. So I'm gonna hike from here probably like a half kilometer up the beach and try to come back here, and if I'm not getting up, I really don't care today. I just want to know how this thing feels on the water. And the setup for today, important to know, an ultra light wind setup. My biggest board, like beginner wise, you know, you start winging, you start foiling, you start on a big board. So I got my Armstrong downwind foil, first generation, 121 liters, perfect, gives me plenty flotation. Then, because the winds are light, I'm putting on a bigger foil here. That's an MA 1225, so that should give me stability, and if I get a puff on my NZ swing, then that foil should get me up and flying, hopefully. So hiking this thing up the hill, collecting data, talking about it after. Patience and reality are just two different things, and I have to learn this over and over again. I did my preemptive walk of shame and the wind was a little light, which was expected and kind of wanted, so I could slog, but the mess, the entanglement, oh my god. I was just talking to Rudy down at Ka'a from Enzis, and he was so right. This entanglement, and of course what I create for the first time I go out, I create a massive sea anchor, the wing gets into the water, fills up with water, and here I am, a massive sea anchor. Gotta go back to shore, undo my whole mess, go back out. Oh gosh, you guys. One thing, one advantage for walk of shames and handling this thing is just like I'm not carrying around a bulky wing. I am also putting this thing under my chest and I'm paddling back to shore. But it's hard, you guys, like, and the mess and the entanglement, it is really like so frustrating. I really thought I could do this just like as easy as on land, but yeah, you're in the water, the wing is heavy and gets entangled. Did I mention entanglement and line entanglements? Yes, I think I did. So the second time around, the wind pumped up a little bit. I was a little the wind was a little stronger, a little white caps, and that really helped, and I was almost there, you guys. I was almost able to get this thing up on foil. I have to also admit it is kind of tricky to get up, because other than with the regular wing where I have that thing in my hand and I put it into the wind and it gives me additional stability, now I don't really have that. I have this flopsy thing above me flopping around, and I have to now try to get up on my knees, while the wing, I can really use it for stability, for a good stability. I can hold on to it. As soon as I'm putting it into the wing, it tucks on me. And so with the Parawing, it was not that easy to get up. And then the same thing, like to try to get up on foil, there's really nothing I can sheet in with, or at least I haven't learned to sheet in with yet. So I'm kind of at the mercy of a gust. I'm yanking on the lines, hoping to get up, and it was just almost there, and I'm like, okay, I'm halfway down the beach already, another 300 yards down, and gosh, I can't get up. Trying to get back to the beach, I'm sitting down, this thing flies nicely above my head, so getting back to the beach actually kind of easy. And yeah, you have your little bundle of joy there, but like everything else, I was really under the impression, hey, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna sail and I'm going to figure this thing out. Maybe I'm not going to sail up wind with it, but at least I'm going to get up on foil. But the wind was light. Sure, yes, blame the wind. And maybe my front foil was a little bit too small. Sure, yes, blame the front foil. But at 12.25, maybe next time I'm gonna dig out my old V2 1550 or even the 1850 on what I've learned how to wing foil 5 years ago, and then there'll be no excuse, and maybe that will help. I did 3 walk of shames today, and the third time I thought like, okay, I have it with the mess, but nope, I can make a mess. I put this underneath my chest, I paddle out, I'm thinking like, okay, now I got this. I try to get it started, but if the water kind of catches it weird or the thing turns, it fills with water and it doesn't, you just can't throw it up in the air like you do on land. You kind of have to maneuver this thing into the right position, and then the freaking camera up front on my nose didn't really help either, because I kept getting, the lines were getting caught in the camera, so this whole thing is very frustrating. Gotta paddle back to shore, untangle the whole thing. And then I tried also, like this lady here, that she's really good, she just walks out with her board in her hand and then have the Parawing already flying above her head. So I tried that. Well, that didn't work either, because now I'm standing in the water, but like, how am I going to get up on my board, and the Parawing is yanking on my shoulder, and how am I going to get up on my board now? And then the wing goes down, I have another mess again, back to shore. I mean, it's back and forth, and I will be spending a lot of time with this, dicking around here. I don't think I'm going to be doing a Malika run anytime soon. The goal with this whole thing was go onto a 55 liter on my Armstrong ML 55. That is really the goal here, but I don't know, you guys. I have a long road. I have a long road ahead, and learning this thing. We'll see how the learning curve goes. For now, I felt the main challenge with this thing is the entanglement and handling this thing the right way. And I think once that is kind of out of the way, then I think that's going to be a real big step. But for now, throwing this thing out in the air, foiling, and then pegging it back down while on foil, and then throwing it back out, I don't know, you guys. That's going to be a long road, but I think that's going to be the stepping stone, and you guys are along for the journey. For now, I'm going to journey out, and we'll see you guys in the next video.